Okay, this is the unit review guide for Unit 3, and I'm going to go over number 7, which is sketch the following systems. So 2 lines with no solution. So a solution means an intersection. So if I have 2 lines with no solution, that means I have 2 lines that never intersect. And by definition, parallel lines are lines that never intersect. So my example of 2 lines with no solution would be 2 parallel lines because they never intersect. All right, B, 2 quadratics with 1 solution. So again, a solution means that there's an intersection, and with quadratics, I can actually have 2 intersections, or I could have 1 intersection, or I could have no intersections. So I need to think of a situation where I would only have 1 intersection, because that's what 1 solution means. So if I had this quadratic here, parabola, and I wanted 1 intersection, I might be looking at something like, let's see, here's my 1. I definitely don't want to draw it like this because that would be 2 intersections. Same thing if I draw it here, that would be 2. I could draw it like this. I could draw where that would be my vertex. If the 2 vertexes touch, that would be 1 solution because they touch in 1 spot. So let's see if I can think of another one that might have just 1 solution. So if I'm careful and I draw one like this, now these mean they go on forever and ever and ever. So it's getting farther and farther and farther out as it goes, and this is getting farther and farther out. So if I basically had the same sort of parabola, we don't talk about slope with parabola, but basically like the same curve, and it looked like something like this. If I took like this parabola and I moved it over, they would intersect here in this 1 spot. And even though this is going forever and ever in this direction, so is this. So they're almost like parallel parabolas in this point, like from here and here. It's the same parabola, I just moved it over. So they only intersect in 1 spot because this was never going to touch this because that's also going forever and ever. Same thing as that one. So that's 2 examples of 2 quadratics with 1 solution. 2 circles with 2 solutions. Okay, so 2 solutions means I want them to touch in 2 spots. So there's 1 circle. If I draw my other circle like that, they're touching in 1, 2 spots. So that is 2 circles with 2 solutions. And then finally, a line in a quadratic with no solution. That means they're not touching. So if I had a line, I need to draw a quadratic so it is never touching that line. So this line's going to go on forever and ever in that direction. And maybe I also have my quadratic like this going on and on forever. But this is going on forever, that's going on forever, they're never going to touch. Or to make it even more clear, I could have a horizontal line, and I could have a parabola under or over it. They're never going to touch either. So there's 2 examples of a line and a quadratic with no solution. They never touch.